What's up, guys? GameNut here, and welcome back to my NFL regular season predictions. Week number 2 of the season now, man. I hope you guys enjoyed football last week. I know I definitely did. It was a great group of games for sure, and just in general, it's nice having football back on our TVs all day Sunday, man. It's nice having the NFL season back for sure. But before we hop into our week 2 matchups, of course, we got to take a look at last week and see how well we did with our predictions to start off the year. And as you guys are seeing it, we had a solid outing, man. Went 11-5, and that was definitely my goal for week number 1. I wanted to make sure I at least got 10 games correctly, and we did pretty solid, like I said, going 11-5. And on the other hand, you guys can see Madden 21's predictions, keeping up with the pattern of how they've done last year, not always doing as well as us. They actually won 8-8, so 3 games less than us. So to start off the year pretty solid, got ourselves a 3-game lead on the predictions against Madden 21. So hopping into week number 2, kicking things off, of course, is our Thursday night football, and we had ourselves an AFC North matchup. Cincinnati Bengals going to take on the Cleveland Browns. Both of these guys started off their year 0-1, and obviously this is definitely not the most exciting game to the rest of the league, but for me, I was kind of interested in it because obviously you guys know these guys are in my division, and I definitely was rooting for the Browns to lose because I feel like Cleveland is going to end up with more wins this season than the Bengals are going to, and I did end up choosing the Bengals to win this game, man. I guessed wrong on Thursday. I don't know, man. I thought the Bengals had it in them, but their defense just did not look good, man. They could not stop anything. Burrow looks solid though, man. I've got some hopes for him. I think he's going to be decent, but I was pulling for him, man. They almost made that comeback, but unfortunately I did end up guessing Thursday night wrong. So heading into our Sunday matchups now, first one on the list, we got a division game. Jacksonville Jaguars going to take on the Tennessee Titans. Both of these guys started off the season with a win, so they are 1-0. And for this game, man, it's going to be tough. I feel like the battle between these two division teams is always kind of a very interesting game and definitely not very exciting on top of it. But I feel like the Jaguars are not as good as the Titans, so I think just based off of that, I'm going to have to go with Tennessee in this situation. I mean, they've got more firepower, with Derrick Henry, and then just the Jaguars, you guys know, they've traded all away their star players, and it's just, I don't know what they're doing. They got a win last week somehow against the Colts, but I'm definitely going to go with the Titans for this game. Another divisional matchup now, we've got the Carolina Panthers going to take on Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers. Both of these guys did end up losing their first game of the season. They are 0-1. And I think for this division game, man, I'm again going to rock with the home team. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. I think Tom Brady, he's not going to lose back-to-back weeks. Last week was a tough matchup, opening the season against Drew Brees and the Saints, man. And I think Tom Brady, they're going to win some games this year, and I think they're going to be able to get it done here against the Panthers. Next game up, the Denver Broncos, who are now 0-1, going to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, who won their first game of the season. And let me just talk a little bit about this Monday night games, man. The Broncos and Titans, what a sloppy game that was. I just feel like both teams had many opportunities to score, take the lead, get the win, and it was a mess, man. But I guess on top of it, you can't really blame them because you guys know, no preseason games, no practices and all that. So there's going to be some mistakes made. But on the other hand, the Steelers, I warned you guys. I said it before. I don't remember if I actually said it in week 1, the week 1 video, but I said the Steelers defense looks like they're going to be getting better and better, man. I mean, they're getting these draft picks, they're getting young guys, and it seems like they're building on it. And man, they came out strong there against the Giants, man. They definitely looked pretty solid. And as for this matchup, man, I am unfortunately going to be going with Pittsburgh once again. I think they're definitely going to be able to get the win here against the Broncos. I mean, Denver, I don't think really looked all that bad, man. I mean, they got some more injuries with Monday night to deal with, but just in general, I think the Steelers, they seem a little bit more complete, man, especially with the way their defense played on Monday. The Los Angeles Rams starting off their season in that beautiful new stadium with a victory, starting off 1-0, going to take on the Philadelphia Eagles, who honestly should be sitting 1-0 right now, but you guys know what happened last week. I mean, I'm still in disbelief as well that they ended up losing that game, man. I really didn't expect that out of, the football team. I didn't expect the Eagles to blow that game, but you know what? Stuff happens in the NFL. But for this matchup, definitely going to be going with the Rams. No question here. They looked pretty solid last week. It seems like they're getting back to their ways, and they definitely dominated the Cowboys, I feel like, last week. So going to be going with Los Angeles to get the second win of the season here. Interesting matchup we've got here, man. I can't really remember the last time I've seen these two teams play against each other, but we've got the San Francisco 49ers going to take on the New York Jets. And to say the least, man. I know both these guys lost their games last week, but one of these teams is definitely better than the other, and I'll let you guys guess who that team is, man. I feel like there's no question here on the team that should come out on top. San Francisco, I feel like honestly should be winning this one by a landslide. Another divisional matchup now, the Buffalo Bills starting off their season 1-0. They looked pretty solid last week, man. I told you guys, I think the Bills are going to be a great team this season for sure. They are going to take on the Miami Dolphins, who are starting off 0-1 on the season. And this is going to be an easy choice, man. Like, I was just hyping them up, so obviously I'm going to be picking the Bills in this situation. I think they're easily going to be able to get the win here, man. And the Dolphins, I give it after this week, man. Week 3 is probably one we're going to see Tua. You know, we're going to see this cycle of Fitzpatrick and the rookie Tua going back and forth eventually with Miami this year. I'm calling it. I know they're going to do it again, and I give it by week 3. We're going to see the rookie. An interesting matchup we've got here as well, man. The Minnesota Vikings going to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Both of these guys having a rough start to their season, man, dropping the first game of the year, and they, like I said, they looked a little sloppy. It was kind of rough around the edges, you know. The Vikings, they had some kinks to work out, but the Packers, you know, they're just a pretty solid team, so it was a tough matchup. But the same for the Colts. Phillip Rivers, you know, he's got to adjust to his new team, man. First game playing with the Colts after being with the Chargers forever, man. It's there's going to be some kinks to get at, like I did just say. But as for this matchup, man, this is a tough one. I feel like this is I'm not really confident in who I'm going to pick here, but I feel like I'm going to go with the Vikings in this game. I feel like either team is very well capable of winning in this situation, but something's just telling me to pick the Vikings, and I don't really have a good reason why. Another divisional matchup here, and we've got a classic, the Detroit Lions going to take on the Green Bay Packers, and definitely going to be an easy choice here, man. I've got to go with Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers, he's going to be scary this season, man. I feel like the Packers are going to be a real threat this year. And then going with Detroit, man, I mean, come on. Another team where last week, what are you guys doing? You blew the game away. You had it in your hands multiple times, and it's just like same old, man. Detroit every year blowing easy games away. It's just, it's crazy, man. But for this game, like I did say, definitely going to be going with Green Bay. This seems like it's actually going to be another pretty good matchup, man. I feel like we got some good games here in week 2. I'm excited to see the highlights for this game as well. Atlanta Falcons going to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Once again, both these teams dropping their first game of the season, starting off at 0-1. And this is another game, man, like I was just saying, it's going to be a good one, and I'm not really sure which team I want to pick here, and I feel like either side could win, but I'm going to roll the dice with the Falcons, man. Okay, it's going to be tough here to see either one of these teams go 0-2 to start off the year, but I'm going to say it's the Cowboys. I'm going to say that's going to be the headline this year, that, you know, Dallas is going to be the team. Looks like they're struggling off on the season early, and, you know, the Falcons, they got the offense, man. They always had the offense, and it's just like they weren't able to, you know, stop the Seahawks last week. It's just a good team, but they were able to put up a lot of stats on offense, and I don't think the Cowboys are going to be able to handle that. The New York Giants going to take on the Chicago Bears. I don't even know what team to go with here, man. Bears luckily sitting at 1-0 this week, man. They had a nice comeback win, and the Giants, of course, sitting at 0-1. I don't really know what team to pick here, man. I feel like either of these teams, you know, not going to be contenders down the stretch, but both teams look a little bad, man. I mean, even Saquon wasn't looking himself, unless the Steelers' defense was just really that good. But he's got another tough matchup here, man. Chicago's got a solid defense as well, but on the same side, Chicago's offense is like, you know Chicago's offense. So it's going to be a tough matchup, man. Not really sure which team I'm going to pick here, but I'm going to go with the Bears, man. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a sloppy one, I feel like, as well, but I'm going to go with the Bears simply just because of the fact that they are the home team. Man, I definitely did not expect week number 2 to be recording this video and that I was going to sit here and say Washington football team 1-0. Definitely didn't think that was going to happen, but they this week are going to take on the also 1-0 Arizona Cardinals, and this is going to be a solid game, man. Now, you know, we'll have to see here in week number 2, can that Washington defense repeat their performance and, you know, give Arizona a tough time here. It's hard to say, but nonetheless, I think Arizona, you know, they look solid, man. Kyler Murray, I'm still not the biggest fan of them, but, you know, looks like they can win football games, and I feel like I'm going to go with the Cardinals for this one. Division matchup again with the Kansas City Chiefs going to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Both these guys winning their first game of the season. And of course, we're going to be going with the Chiefs, man. It's pretty hard to pick against the Chiefs, and especially against a team like the Chargers. You know, they got their injury problems every single year, and they've got some more on top of it this year. And they barely won the game last week against the Bengals. So how do you think they're going to do against the Chiefs? And finally, we have now approached my game of the week. My Baltimore Ravens going 1-0. Absolutely destroyed the Browns last week, man. I told you guys it was going to be a blowout. I warned y'all. But we are now going to take on the Houston Texans, who did drop their first game of the season. And I'm kind of glad this is a 4:30 game. Actually, I like the vibe of those later games like that. But obviously, you guys know my Ravens are easily winning this matchup here. No question about it. I mean, definitely tough scenes for the Texans, though, man. Having to face Mahomes and then Lamar first 2 games of the season, that's pretty rough, man. No lie. But like I said, man, my Ravens looked fantastic. Lamar looked as good as ever. And we beat the Texans last year. It was a home game for us, and it was by a large amount. And the Texans lost DeAndre Hopkins. I feel like they really didn't get a whole lot better on that front. And my Ravens, I mean, we look like we got better, man. We're performing really well. So, like I said, this should be a pretty easy win for my Ravens here. And finally, we now have our Sunday night football matchup. I actually wasn't even too sure who the matchup was this week for this. It's going to be a good one, actually. We've got ourselves the New England Patriots, Cam Newton's second game with the Patriots in primetime. I'm excited to watch this one, going against Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks, man. And obviously, we got to go with the Seahawks to win this game, man. I mean, you really think that Cam Newton, second game on his brand new team in primetime, going to take on Seattle, home game for Russell Wilson, who is, he's Russell Wilson, man. He's been doing this for a long time for the Seahawks. Obviously, I just feel like even though it's going to be a very good game, I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout, but Russell Wilson definitely should be the guy that comes out on top of this one. And last but not least, we've got ourselves Monday Night Football. The New Orleans Saints going to take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Both of these guys starting 1-0 on their seasons. And I'm excited to see this new Las Vegas stadium, man. Prime time, getting to our first look at it. I mean, the Rams, their stadium last week was just absolutely incredible, man. I think that is a beautiful stadium. I'm excited to see what Las Vegas is going to do here for theirs. But anyways, for the football matchup, I am obviously going to be picking the Saints here, man. They should easily be able to win this game. New Orleans, they looked as good as ever last week against the Buccaneers. And against the Raiders, they're decent. They looks like they, I wouldn't say struggled really last week against the Panthers, but they gave them a tough time. And going against the Saints in this situation, I feel like New Orleans should easily be able to get the win this game. But that is going to do it for my predictions, you guys. I hope you all did enjoy it. Of course, you guys are getting your look at Madden's predictions now and seeing who they are choosing for the Week 2 matchups. But I'm excited about this week of football, man. I think we got a lot of great games on the schedule. I definitely think a couple of games could go either way, but I'm feeling pretty confident in my Week 2 picks, man. And I'm excited for some more football. I'm so happy and ready for Sunday to get here so I can just sit there and have football on my TV all day long. But anyways, guys, once again, I hope you all enjoyed this one, man. If you did, be sure to put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will catch you all in the next one. Take it easy, guys. Peace out.